Ebola in the Democratic Republic of Congo has become something far more troubling, a recurring crisis. Congo is now fighting its 17th Ebola outbreak since 1976, when the world's first outbreak was reported in what was then known as Zaire. Back then, 280 of the 318 infected people died. Nearly 15 years later, the country is still searching for answers and still burying its people due to Ebola. Congo has dealt with more outbreaks of the Ebola than any other nation. On average, an outbreak strikes every 3 years. So why does Congo keep ending up here? Scientists and public health experts have been wrestling with that question for decades. The most widely held theory points to Congo's vast, dense forests and the bats that live within them. Bats are widely believed to be the primary reservoir for the Ebola virus, and Congo has plenty of both forests and bats. Peter Piot, a microbiologist who was part of the original team that discovered Ebola, has long suspected that human contact with the infected bats is the trigger. People living in rural forested areas come into contact with infected animals, the transition cycle ignites, and before long, a community is in crisis. Most outbreaks burn out quickly, contained by the isolation of the affected areas. But that containment comes at a brutal cost, a consistent high fertility rate. The 10th outbreak, known as the Zaire strain that tore through North Kivu and Ituri between 2018 and 2020, killed more than 2,300 people, making it one of the deadliest in history. However, forests and bats are only part of the story. Dr. Franchain Bonampendeza, a Congolese physician who worked on the front lines of the North Kivu outbreak, points to a more complex multi-factor reality: unsafe food practices, limited access to clean water, and a chronically underfunded healthcare system. When people don't trust the information they are also getting, they avoid the health centers. That distrust is not irrational. It is the lived experience of communities that have watched health systems fail them again and again. When the state cannot reliably protect you, you learn to protect yourself, even if that means staying away from the very places designed to help. In December 2025, the DRC declared the end of the 16th Ebola outbreak in the Bulape region. That relief was short-lived. Weeks later, a new outbreak was confirmed. This time round, it is the Bundibujo strain. Unlike the more familiar Zaire strain, there is no licensed vaccine and no approved targeted treatment for Bundibujo Ebola. Containing it depends entirely on the basics: to find the cases, isolate the sick, and protect the health workers trying to support them. Health authorities have so far reported 536 suspected cases, 105 probable cases, 34 confirmed cases, and 134 deaths, but those numbers may be misleading. Experts believe the virus had been spreading undetected for 2 to 3 weeks before the outbreak was even officially declared. The real scale of transmission could be far wider than the current figures suggest. The World Health Organization has warned the cases may be spreading faster than initially thought. What Congo is experiencing is not simply a disease outbreak. It is the consequence of a healthcare system pushed beyond its limits. In a country where the gap between crisis and responses has always been too wide, the efforts to close the gaps are too slow. Until that gap closes, until communities trust their health systems and workers have the resources and the supportive infrastructure to catch an outbreak before it becomes an epidemic, Congo will likely keep having this conversation.